This evening we are primarily celebrating the achievements of our students. It's appropriate, therefore, that a student voice should be heard to mark this significant occasion. I'm pleased to invite Dr Gundula Winter, who graduated tonight with a degree of Doctor of Philosophy, to give the valedictory address on behalf of this evening's graduates.
Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, members of Senate, distinguished guests, members of staff, graduates, their families and friends. I feel honored and grateful to stand here tonight as a graduate of the University of Western Australia. Tonight, we are following a tradition dating back to the 12th century. Unimpressed by fashion trends, universities have adhered to the dress code inspired by the cleric attire of the 12th century. Not Harry Potter, which some may confuse, but Harry Potter appeared much later. But graduations are not just a tradition. They mark an important transition in your life. A rite of passage, so to speak, like riding your bike without training wheels or moving into your first own apartment. In the last few years, we focused our efforts on this next assignment, this next exam, the overdue research paper, or, in my case, the oral defense of my thesis. We worked hard, we made sacrifices, and we challenged ourselves. But hey, congratulations! The fact that you are graduating tonight means that your efforts have paid off. And to be fair, we still managed to find the time to laze at the beach or to have sundowner barbecues at Matilda Bay. So, what's coming next? Do you have a path laid out in front of you? No? Don't frown. I want to pose 3 questions to you tonight that you may want to consider. What do you want to do in life? How do you want to go about it? And why? To the first question, what do you want to do? Or should I better say, what can you do? You have spent years at this fine university, so you will have gained a great number of skills. If you're graduating tonight as an engineer, you can calculate the tension in a beam. If you're graduating tonight as a scientist, you will have a solid understanding of statistics. If you're graduating as a lawyer, you will be skilled to argue about every point I am making tonight. Personally, since I came to Australia, I learned how to kitesurf, to drive boats, and the cricket rules, although I'm still struggling a bit with those. But as students of this university, we had the opportunity to gain so much more. The years at this institution and in the community of our fellow students have formed us into who we are tonight. The new experiences and friendships have helped us to grow personally, to build self-confidence, and maybe there was this one teacher that has instilled a curiosity and passion for a subject that you decided to pursue for the rest of your life. I am sure that you can add plenty of experiences as well as insights and skills when you look back upon your time as a student. We can be grateful for the opportunity to receive this education, the skills and the networks, which empower us to make a meaningful contribution to this world. But this empowerment also bears the responsibility to use these skills and to give back to society. As the founders of the University of Western Australia stated in the Act from 1911, and as we were reminded earlier tonight, we should advance the prosperity and welfare of the people. So whatever path you may choose, use the skills and knowledge you gain at this university in a meaningful way and to the advantage of the common good. To the second question, how do you want to pursue your path? Let me take you back to the first conference I attended as a young and inexperienced researcher. At this conference were all the leaders in my field, wise women and men. For the first time, I could put faces to all the scientific publications that I had read. But that did not help me to feel more comfortable about my presentation, which, to my misfortune, was on the last day after lunch. So while my fellow graduate students were already indulging in the Spanish nightlife, I was still frantically practicing my presentation. In the end, I believe it went well. At least I got no nasty questions and even some encouraging feedback from one of the wise old men. The true eye-opener only revealed itself to me on the last night of the conference. After everyone has had 1 or 2 or more glasses of Spanish wine, one of the distinguished professors stood up, walked up the stage to the jazz band, asked for the saxophone, and started playing. And in that moment, the scales fell off my eyes. Behind the names on all these genius journal publications were normal people like you and me that like music, Spanish wine, and a fun night out. Since that day, I never hesitated to send an email or ask for help, no matter what the position or title of a person was. Because the worst that can happen is that these people say no or do not respond at all. But at least I like to believe that they will remember my name for the future. In this regard, we can learn an important lesson from turtles. In order for a turtle to move, it has to stick its neck out. Likewise, you will only be able to move forward if you stick your neck out instead of hiding in a shell. So, whatever path you may choose, be open, be fearless, and reach out. And finally, to the third question, why do you want to follow that chosen path? In the end, we all strive for happiness and success in our lives. And these two virtues are intrinsically linked, but not in a way some might think. As Albert Schweitzer pointed out, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you're doing, you will be successful. I think he meant to say that success does not manifest itself on bank statements. But if you're driven by your curiosity and passion, you will receive much greater rewards. So how do we measure success in our lives? Unfortunately, my own life experience so far is too short to give you any valid advice. So I will borrow someone else's advice. A few weeks ago, Charlie Veron visited this university and the Oceans Institute to read from his new book, A Life Underwater. Charlie Veron has devoted his life to mapping and understanding the world's corals. As he witnessed the decline of coral reefs, he became an advocate for their preservation. He did not care about authorities and what other people had to say about him. He doesn't even own a pair of formal shoes. Success in life for him was to do something in his life that he loved and that he could look back upon without regret. So, how will you measure success when you look back upon your life in 40, 50 years? I'll leave that up to you. And with that, I wish you all the best for your future and hope that you will find a path that values your skills, serves the community, allows you to be bold, and makes you happy.